Hey guys, welcome back to another one of my videos. Today we're going to count down the top 6 most iconic cars in movies. Before we start, be sure to like the video if you haven't, subscribe if you haven't, and comment down below. What is your favorite car in the movie? It could be any type of car, it could be in a TV show or movie or anything. Or even a car that you really like, just that you saw just on the street. Name any car in the comment section below. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. I know you guys want me to do the top 5 most, epic final fights in movies. But I decided to do something a little different. I'll do that video tomorrow, don't worry. So yeah, let's get into it. So, number 6 goes to the Batmobile in Ghostbusters. Now, every 80s kid probably loves this car, and I see it for a good reason. It has a lot of creativity to it, and is very fun to look at. I mean, just something like a hearse that brings dead people, and you add it with all these little gadgets on top, makes it just for a very fun thing to look at. And who knows, maybe it's a very cool thing to drive around. But it's so iconic because it's from an iconic series of Ghostbusters. And I know that a lot of people like Ghostbusters, and that's why it's on this list, because it's such a cool car and from a cool movie series. So that's why it makes it to my number 6 place. Number 5 is the Batmobile from 1989's Batman. So I probably could have included Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, but nobody likes that movie. Batman Begins, Batman vs Superman. I could have included all those cars, but out of all those cars, probably the 1989 Batmobile is probably the most iconic because it has the best shape to it. Also, when you think of Batmobile, you think of the 1989 Batmobile. And, Batman 1989 is probably, the best Batman movie out there. Well, one of the best, besides The Dark Knight. But, it's a cool car, and that's why it makes it to my list. And also, like what I said about the Ghostbusters car, is every 80s kids love this. Every late 80s kids really loves the Batmobile, and such an iconic car in a movie. That's why it makes it to my number 5. Number 4, the DMC DeLorean from Back to the Future. Another 80s car. Most good cars were made in the 80s. The DeLorean, how do you turn one of the worst cars ever into one of the most stylish and best time machines of all time? Just take a DeLorean and put it into Back to the Future. The DeLorean for the Back to the Future is extremely stylish, extremely cool, and comes with a lot of cool features like the thing to make time travel possible, the time set on the radio kind of area of the car, the whole overall look of it. It's just so awesome to look at. It's such an awesome car. And at 88 miles per hour, you can go at any time you want. Of course, people nowadays drive 100 miles per hour, so that kind of, de-age. So yeah, that's why it makes it to my number 4 pick. DeLorean is another car from the 80s that is very cool, and yeah, it's very nice. So number 3, the Pursuit Special from Mad Max. Probably one of the coolest cars in like an action movie, probably the coolest action movie car. The Pursuit Special it showed up in the first Mad Max movie as something to catch villains with, but throughout the rest of the series, it was something that Mad Max used to travel around and survive. The car is basically him. The car represents him. Something wild, something, full of energy, and something that is ready to bash any bad guy. And, Mad Max Fury Road barely included the car, but hopefully in the Wasteland, we'll see more of the car, because it's one of my favorite cars. So yeah, that's why it makes it into my number 3 pick. It has a cool color, black is, it has a gritty, look to it, and that's why it makes it into my number 3 pick. Number 2 is a 1973 Chevrolet Chevelle something. I had like a car there. I couldn't even read it. The car from Drive, basically. The car, I haven't really seen Drive, but what I have seen the car and the action from the car, really is cool. The car, it was designed by Ryan Gosling himself. He chose the car, so basically him choosing the car basically chooses his character for the movie, and I feel that the car perfectly represents who he is and what he really does. And plus the car has a really cool look. I like the cars from the 70s. You know, they have a really interesting look to it, very fashionable look. And you know, it's cool for Ryan Gosling just to drive in the car himself. And that's why it makes it into my number 2 pick. Is an extremely cool car, extremely cool, you know, just overall very cool car, and that's why it makes it into my number 2 pick, which probably will surprise most of you, but still is just my favorite list. You know, it's nothing like official, just my favorite list. So that's why it makes it into my number 2 pick. Number 1 is the Aston Martin from James Bond. First showing up in Goldfinger, the Aston Martin has showed up in Goldfinger, GoldenEye. I'm not sure if it showed up in there. I think GoldenEye gets another one. Skyfall and the new not Star Wars, the new James Bond movie, No Time to Die. So you know, it's a pretty iconic car from a very probably the most iconic movie series of all time. It's extremely stylish and it gets improved every time it shows up in the film. Adding machine guns to it, you get a very stylish but deadly James Bond car, which perfectly represents him as a charming person, but also very deadly with a lot of arsenals. And you know, in his car, him on himself with the BBK and everything. The car perfectly represents James Bond, slick but deadly, and that's why it makes it to my number 1 pick. It's probably James Bond's fans' favorite car, and I would 100% agree. So that's why it makes it to my number 1 pick as for the most iconic car of all time. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe right here and another video up here for you guys to like. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.